Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what time of day, but I'm always powered by coffee each and every time. That is the mighty Psycho promise, indeed. So, I know it's Saturday night, March 30th. Yeah, that's it. I had to think about that for a second. I went off and titled this Belushi, Bee Gees, and the Resurrection. And I know you're probably like, what? I love coming up with goofy titles. Hey, there you are. You've taken your rightful place of being the first one to come in and chime. Because for a few weeks, other people beat you to it. But you still get an award in my book. So, as Mick's like, shut the hell up. So Belushi, Bee Gees, and the Resurrection. Well, I thought we'd backtrack a little bit this time. We're talking about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I'm just going to mention that for 2 seconds, okay? It's not Happy Easter to me. If you want me to call it Happy Easter for you guys, that's fine. But it's more like Happy Resurrection Day of Jesus. That's right. Because if we didn't have that, this world would be in a pinch of, well, more than a pinch, but a lot of more crap, in our afterlife. Yes, hi, Danny. Hi, Danny. We're golden here. But, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go off, and I know friends of mine, and I do, that knock on Easter egg hunts and all this stuff like that. Look, I'm not going to do that, okay? Why would I be a Debbie Downer? Why am I going to go piss on somebody else's parade? Piss on a parade, right? It'd have to be like pee on Strange Brew levels, if you remember that movie with the with the McKenzie brothers. Take off, you hoser. Hey, give me back my toque. Where's my Labatt? Hey. Remember that song with Geddy Lee, Take Off? I love that song. I haven't heard that song in a long, long time. But anyways, back to what I was saying now. Now listen, obviously we know that Easter tomorrow was not the day that the resurrection happened, or Good Friday, this past one, was the exact day. I'm not that dumb. We know that it's not the exact day, but that's what we represent at whatever time. I don't even know who came up with creating that, pushing Easter and all that other stuff. Christmas has always been December 25th, okay? We all know that. Whether you celebrate it or not, that's what we know. Do I think he was born on December 25th? Absolutely not. Based to the Hebrew calendar, they're thinking August, September. Come on, people. Come on, man. But that's okay. I'm done with that part. So resurrection. Now you know what that part is. We will get to the rest of this title in the video very shortly. But first, new subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. New subscribers to the Psycho Network. Apple Pit. Yeah. Mellow D. Good old Apple Pit. That's with a Z, ladies and gentlemen. Apple Pit. Not armpit. not rub an apple under your pit. Apple Pit. A is for apple. P is for pit. Kellogg's apple. Never mind. All right. And crafting with the sassy angel. She's so sassy. You tick her off, she'll crochet it wrong. You don't want to do that. She'll go knit 2, purl 1. You don't want that happening, right, sassy angel? I'm just pulling your leg. See, I already lost one of my subscribers because I talked about crochet. I don't know how to crochet. I'm lucky if I can put my pants on it every day. Some days are better than others. I fell a few days back, unfortunately. I think I brought that up. But my new knee took it like a champ, like a video vamp. And, I mean, it doesn't hurt. It was just annoying. I felt stupid because, hey, Dwayne, I felt stupid because, ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows that Psycho is plump, okay? I am, there's just a lot to go around. That's what she said. But when I fell, and it was concrete, but it was carpeted. It was like, you know, like so people could go up a ramp and bring things into the store. And somehow I usually watch where I'm going, but somehow there was a weird thing on that incline. Boom, put me straight down. Thank God the carpet was there to absorb a little bit of the shock. I was more scared. I was petrified more than anything else because I'm going, oh God, what did I do to it? What did I do to it? Well, after moving around, nothing, it seemed. I'm like, yeah, titanium. But that scared me to no end, and I don't want another one of those again. So I know it's going to sound really weird, and take it for what you will. Psycho's probably going to end up having at least to invest in some sort of Nemama pads. I said Nemama pads. Because I don't want to bust this knee. I don't. So knock on wood that we don't do that in the future. One of my aunts was good at knitting and crochet. She taught one of my sisters how to do it. That's right. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe not. Dang it. Come on, Mr. Sun. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Anyways. All right. So those are the new subs. Hey, Penny Lane, she's in my ears and in my eyes. Yes, indeed you do. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this today. I got to confess something to you guys, and I know that maybe this is TMI, all right? And I know I'm going to sound like a little bit of a whiny bitch, but the fact of the matter is it's the truth. And if it's one thing that I've always said in my broadcast, that I always would try to tell the truth as best as possible. I've been on a depression thing lately. I don't know why. I have no explanation for it. I just don't. I don't want to be like this. I don't, I pray and I try to see friends when I can. Is my health okay? Somebody actually went and put in one of my videos, and I don't understand it, but I actually am thankful that they cared enough to they put a question, have I checked my cholesterol levels lately? Now, I don't know, maybe that was a rib on me because I'm fat, I don't know. But my cholesterol levels are actually all right for the moment, knock on wood. And I'm not diabetic or any of that other stuff, I'm just depressed. Now, I take some meds. Maybe it's not doing its job. Maybe it's me. Oh, it's 100% me, that's for sure. But you know what I'm saying. I'll get over it. I will. I'm not going to do anything dumb or stupid, for God's sakes. That shit happened when I was a teenager. I tried to off myself twice before age 20. And then, unfortunately, my late sister, she passed away because of that 15 years ago. And I saw what that did to the rest of my family. And it woke me up. It did. It really did. And I pulled myself up off my bootstraps and said, guess what, Psycho, you fucker? You just got to keep going forward. And that's it, right? None of us know why the hell we're here, down here on the third rock from the sun, as Jimi Hendrix or that very cool comedy show was. I love Third Rock, John Lithgow and everybody. That was something else. But, we're just here. And we try to do the best we can while we're here. I know I'm rambling. I slipped out. Yeah, that's what thank God for the moment. It looks like winter, amazingly enough, now that I open my mouth, there'll be a snowfall, like a blizzard tomorrow on Easter. But at least for the next 3-4 days, I know it's going to be in the 70s. So, yeah, that scares me to no end. And you hit your palm of your hand, whoa, jeez. Well, you know what, Will, I'll tell you something. Excuse me, that wasn't it. It could be better, but it wasn't shit. Now tomorrow, unfortunately, I gotta work. Working retail on a holiday always sucks ass. But I heard they might give us some free food. And to a fat guy like me, hey, My grandmothers had high cholesterol. I had a grandfather who was a diabetic. All my now that though is good, Dwayne. If you're living past 90 and you don't feel like you're 90, and maybe you feel like you're 60. It's just a number. I guess obviously it's supposed to be more qualitative than quantitative. I don't think I want to, the way the world is today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I want to live to be 90. Sorry, that's just how I feel. Thanks. Like I said, just telling the truth. Thank you so much. But like I said, I'll get over it. It's just, I hate these periods where I'm like this. I said period. This episode is in tribute to Jerry Conway. Jerry Conway died. That was announced earlier today. Now, if you don't know who that is, that's quite all right. And vice versa for you for prayer. Jerry Conway got his start around the late 1960s. Mainly, though, he was drummed for a lot of people, but the main ones that I gleaned was Cat Stevens. He was there 70 to 72. So he's drummed on all those albums, and then he drummed for Toll 2 different times, early and late 80s. So unfortunately, he has passed. Also, I forgot to mention in the last episode, Steve Harley, Cockney Rebel, he's gone too. And then yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, actor Lou Gossett Jr., who I really liked Lou Gossett Jr., okay? I cannot begin to tell you the first film I remember seeing Lou Gossett Jr. I'm going to feel like an idiot. Was he in Roots? Oh, boy. That was not a racist comment. I'm picturing this in my memory. If I'm wrong or right, put it in the comments, because I really don't know. I remember that for a school project, I had to actually watch Roots. Yeah, seriously. I had a teacher that was kind of strange. We went to watch Roots the whole way through, and then we had to do I think it was like a 2-page report. Ooh. And then also, she was the same one that I had to watch the Ford Carter debates. Yeah. And I at least had to have a page of that. That was my first taste of politics. It's the farm. You see, yeah, and I have heard that. My dad's 94 this year. Well, that is good, Dwayne. This year, I have relatives who lived past 114. Good God. That's amazing. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? Hey, Fonzie, you can go live upstairs above the garage. Those Cunninghams were really, really nice to Fonzie. They really were. I mean, yeah, I saw most of those episodes. Fonzie's real dad treated him like shit. I remember that. Yeah, right? Right, Firewalker. God, I forgot about Firewalker. That was early 80s, right? One of the things that's coming into my head right now, we used to have this was mid-80s when I went to college the first time around, so 85, 86. We had a movie theater that was $1.50 movies, and they were first run. Iron Eagle. That was one. I remember Iron Eagle. Look at you. Yes. Hey, Lisa. Is there Will? Who else is on? I don't pay attention to this, John. I know Mayo was up for a catch up with Mayo earlier. I thought he finished off on that. That's why I'm here. Oh, really? You know what? I like Patrick. Okay, Patrick is very impressive in his music collection. That's why I kind of like Patrick. I rarely have ever been on screen for Patrick, though, just because, if you ever seen any videos where the chemistry of the people that are that are on the screen are so damn good that you really kind of can't add to it justifiably. That's why and that, and I never know when he's really doing streams, to be honest with you. But he's got an impressive music collection. I will say that. Firewalker, good Lord, forgot about that. Wait, I'm trying to think now, because if I remember correctly, even in the last decade or so of his life, I think he became a born-again Christian, if I remember right. He was in one of those Left Behind movies. That was a strange movie. I'm not a big fan of Kirk Cameron. Even back when he was in Growing Pains, he just gave off these weird vibes, and I cannot deal with that. You know what? He was awesome. I met him twice. Man, trying to think. I think he's at the Squared Circle Expo. I can't remember where that's at, though. I get a lot of wrestling things, I found out that if you live in the Little Rock, Arkansas area, May 4th, oh God, I wish I wrote down what it was. Ted DiBiase will be there for a few hours. I'm sorry, it's in Jacksonville, Arkansas, for you Little Rock area people that are into wrestling. So you could go see the $1 Million Man, but you can't see his kid because he is in federal prison. I didn't make that up. It's not alleged. He's in federal prison. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I love wrestling. Okay, like tonight there was supposed to be Mid-South Wrestling Entertainment. There was supposed to be a match, okay, a card. But the card was kind of weak. And I brought this up on Wednesday, so I don't want to go and bring it all up again, but RVD and Brian Cage were scheduled, and for you people that know your rappers, and I don't, Little Scrappy was supposed to be there. He was in a tag team with Big Stack 3, and the only thing I know, because I had to look this up on Google it, but is that Little Scrappy was first discovered in Atlanta by Little John. Yeah, what? Okay. Oh boy. See, and I like wrestling too. I know it's all predetermined. I know it's all 90% of it's scripted. I understand all that. It's the physicality that I like a lot. I have seen some impressive wrestlers in my day. I have. Yeah, it's true. Go look it up. All I'm going to say, because I don't want to pull a whole bunch, it has to do with the state of Mississippi and fraud. He's not the only one in on this. He's not the only guilty one. There's others. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Will. I got it. He's 53, I think, currently. Maybe 56. I could be wrong. I'm 56, but you don't see me in a ring. I wouldn't last a quarter of a second. But, Will, go YouTube Rob Van Dam AEW 2024. Go watch those matches because you will have a new respect for RVD. He's still got it, and he lost some weight too. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's because of Chappelle. That's why. What? Okay. And then what I liked about the Chappelle part was he would go off like in the skit. He'd go, "Pardon me, madam, but do you have any?" And then he'd, she'd answer, and he'd go, "What?" And he'd go right back into the bowl, and I'm like, that's great. I used to be into wrestling, not sure what's going on now, though. Glenn, it is a big, heaping hot sack of shit. That's what's going on right now. And there are people I know that have not watched WWE since the whole Vince thing, and I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I stopped watching wrestling from about 2006 to about 2022? Yeah, 2022. And somebody in the break room at my work had it on, and I got sucked in. And I'm like, the whole bloodline, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, all the other ones, I'm like, and I thought, truthfully, now not every episode was gold, but I'd say 3/4 were pretty damn good. And it's like whoever was scripting these things, for most of the time, did a hell of a good job. We used to go to Boogie. Oh, now see, I'll tell you something. I would have loved to have met Jimmy Valiant. Yeah, I can't do that boogie woogie dance, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know the Rock and Roll Express are back. Yes, both of them, because they were supposed to be in Springdale in February. I don't know what happened. Go look it up on YouTube. They're back. I'm going, what? In fact, hold on a minute. I remembered now. I know this is hokey, okay? Rock and Roll Express got the tag team titles in the last month. I want to say it was NWA. Look it up. But I'm like, what? I said, obviously that was for shock value. RVD versus Cena One Night Stand 2005. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I saw that. I'm going to have to look that up after I get done here. A few years ago, I went to a couple NXT events. They were fun. And yeah, see, the one here in Rogers, Ozark Mountain Wrestling, is run by Ivan Warsaw. Now, Ivan Warsaw was in NXT 2013, 2014. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong on this, his name back then, though, was Knuckles Marsden or something like, it's Knuckles something. Knuckles Shuffle? No, that didn't sound right. I'm teasing, Ivan. Don't. Actually, me and Ivan, turns out Ivan knows who I am. I'm like, he goes, hey, it's the Walmart guy. Yes, it's the Hi, how you doing? Hello? Was it me or look at? Never mind. I saw. Yeah, how you doing, Danny? I saw the Bushwhackers fight the Midnight. That would have been funny. And Trekker, I'll tell you something. We were supposed. Now this is back 20 years ago. Okay, maybe a little more than that. I gotta think about this. 25. No. Shit. No, it wasn't. 30. It was 30 years ago. All right, and the Bushwhackers were scheduled. There was an indie show. It was called Windy City Wrestling. In other words, WCW, but WCW got on their ass, and they're like, you better cease and desist because we trademarked before you. So they had to call themselves Windy City Pro Wrestling, so WCPW. Bushwhackers were on the card. They always used to have these old boxing style posters, and I used to get every one of them. I'm not kidding you. I had crap tons of autographs. I had several years worth of these posters, okay? And I'd say over the years, I got 90% of the autographs, or 90% of the people that were at those events, I got their autographs. And most of them were nice. The only one that was a dick was Nails. And maybe Little Tokyo, too. Yeah, one of the midget wrestlers. He was a little bit off-putting, too. But other than that, everybody else was pretty damn good. But the Bushwhackers were supposed to appear at McKinley County College in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And the thing was, I bumped into the dude that had the tag team title. No, wait a minute. No, was it? Oh, yeah, it was it was a heavyweight title. Frank the Tank Nelson, that was his name. Would you believe he's going back to wrestle one last time? I think it's at the end of April, if it hasn't happened already, in Marionette Park, Illinois. Yes, he's going to do that. I know, I'm sorry, I'm going long on the story here, but there's a punchline to this. So I asked Frank, I go, hey, I can't wait to see, you and the Bushwhackers. He goes, he's shaking his head. He goes, they're not coming. Now, this is 2 days before it was scheduled. I'm like, what do you mean they're not coming? They're on the... He goes, phone call came through yesterday. He goes, WWF called them up. That was back when it was WWF, remember? WWF called him back up, and sure enough, they were on the Monday Night Show. I don't know if Raw was around back then in '92, but it was that week. I saw him on TV going, oh boy. So instead of the Bushwhackers, he said, I'll tell you this. He goes, I'm wrestling Iron Sheik. What? You're kidding me. You're wrestling Sheiky? He goes, but that's not the mystery guest. I can't tell you who the mystery guest is because we don't know if it's confirmed yet. But you'll definitely see Iron Sheik. And I'm like, I got pumped up for that alone. So I get there. They mention the announcement. They're like, we completely understand. If you don't want to stick around, you have up until the end of the second match to get refunds. I think only a couple people left. There was a 3/4 full gym, junior college gym. So we get to the last match, where it's Frank the Tank against Iron Sheik. Of course, Iron Sheik doing the Persian Club thing. He's got the Iran flag. We're all booing. But Sheik's being dirty like Sheiky is. And his general, whatever, was too. Well, during the course of the whole night, the announcer went off and they explained at the beginning of the show that even though we don't have the Bushwhackers, we got a mystery guest coming. He's on his way from Florida. That's all they would give for a clue. And I'm going, on his way from Florida? That's going to be a long-ass trip. That's what I said to my kid and me. And, some people heard that one. And so by I'd say maybe only a couple minutes into the match, we see running from the back with a steel chair. I could not catch a good view because he was that quick. Jumps in the match. Whack, goes and hits Sheik. He turns around, drops the chair. It's Marty Jannetty. I'm going, son of a bitch. Jannetty's here. So it turned out to be a great card. Yes, I missed the Bushwhackers. And get this, Bushwhacker Luke, he came to Joplin along with the Demon. Remember the Demon from WCW, Dale Torberg? And that was 2 days after my knee surgery. So I didn't get to see any of that. So that's my long-winded story. Long time no see. How am I? So wait a minute. Long time. Oh, yeah, because of the Mayo thing? Yeah. Hello, my friend. Doing great. Hope you are too. Yes, sir. Here supporting. Thank you so much. And yes, I have got the best kick-ass audience on YouTube in the BC. That is always, without a doubt. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I got to listen to the whole Live at Nebworth album. Good stuff. Are we talking? Are we talking? What is it? That one from '90? Did they crank one out in 90, 89, 90 or something like that? Because I did have that on CD. Double CD, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I still have it. My oldest brother lived in Tampa in the late 80s, early 90s. He got me lots of autographs. Ultimate Warrior, Lex Luger, Brutus Beefcake. That is all cool all the way around. They did mention for Little Rock, the Comic-Con in September, Kane will be there. They only mentioned 2 guests so far. Kane will be there, though. I don't know if I want to go just to see Kane. But no offense, there better be more people than that. And they don't have to be wrestlers, but it's just got to be some people I want to see. I saw Brian Pillman and Steve Austin, but you know what? And I'll tell you something. That was a damn good tag team. I don't give a shit what anybody says, and I like them separately, okay? Remember when Pillman used to be with Tom Zink, Z-Man? I thought that even was a killer. That was a high-flying tag team right there. But I'm telling you, you're right. When he got to Steve Austin, he went up a notch, and they just kept going. And I'm like, I miss Pillman. Loose cannon. At least we still got Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a beer. Give me a beer. F you, Vince. No sound of breaking glass needed. There's a guy on YouTube that has a channel called Stone Cold ET, and he dresses up in an ET mask. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but he talks like Stone Cold. But he went up to the drive-through to order something. He goes, "Hi everybody, it's Stone Cold ET. Stone Cold ET wants a cheeseburger. He wants a beer. Here, we don't serve beer. I want 2 cheeseburgers. Don't interrupt me while I'm talking." I'm just like, I know, right? And then he just completely went, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if I heard or seen that. Of course, it's Oasis. Psycho, did you talk about the BJ? No, I'm sorry. I know. I'm getting there. I'm sorry. Don't beat me, Bobby. Oh, all right. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Stone Cold ET. White Castle, yeah. I want a Stone Cold ET wants 100 sliders. I want a few chicken ones. I want a Diet Coke. All right. It's gold. I'm going to have to watch that again just for a good laugh. You know the other one that I like to watch for a good laugh, truthfully? The woo-off between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. That was so stupid, but I love it. First time hanging out, I'll have to look for the video show. All right, so you know what, though? Here's the thing, right? So Rome Loves Dan, yeah, we're going to go right back on track, right? Because I said Belushi, Bee Gees, and the Resurrection. We went backwards on the title. We already talked about the Resurrection. So here's the thing. I went to the library, and so I usually try to go once every couple months, all right? They had 3 kick-ass books. 3. I know, right? I knew the 4 horsemen. And you people in the ring are the 4 horsemen. That is disrespect. It looks like the 4 horsemen took a crap in the ring, and that's what it looks like. I know, but you're right, though. This is the problem with an ADD mind. So we'll go forward. This is the book I'm currently reading right now. The Blues Brothers by Daniel DeVise. It's called The Blues Brothers, An Epic Friendship, The Rise of Improv, and the Making of an American Film Classic. You betcha. I love the Blues Brothers and the soundtrack. I love their take on the blues music, okay? In fact, one of my favorites, even though that's really Spencer Davis, I love their version of Gimme Some Lovin', okay? I love a lot of their stuff. I think I got Briefcase of Blues, Blues Brothers soundtrack. I don't have Made in America. I think that was the last album before Belushi died. Belushi sure did like a lot of music. I've only gotten to the point, though, in this book where he just, because they take Belushi and Aykroyd separately until you get to how they meet together, right? So the Belushi chapter, we're up to about 73, and Lemmings, National Lampoon, and that's where Belushi was. And Aykroyd was in Toronto, if I remember right, and he was pitching an idea for a low-budget cable show, okay? And one of the people that was in the room that when he just mentioned the idea was Lorne Michaels, and I'm like, that's as far as I've got. Let's see. Blues Brothers Band. Remember the Penitentiary? Yeah. These pictures are kind of small, so I'm sorry about that. Here we go. Oh, God, this always gets me sad. March 9th, 1982. Dan Aykroyd at Belushi's grave. I'm telling you. Another one that drugs did it. Drugs did him in. And damn it. I really did like Belushi. I did. He was probably my favorite. Seriously, from the SNL era, anyway. Okay. Next, Bee Gees. Yeah. The Story of the Bee Gees, Children of the World by Bob Stanley. I've never seen this book. I haven't. And this, let's see, they stamped this February 24 is when they got it in the collection. Yeah, it just came out this year. So let's see if I can find a pic for you. What? No pics. Depressing. This is the only pic you're getting in the book. It's all Tomei here. But basically, I don't know. But it's the story of the Bee Gees. So, hey, you know, how deep is your love? Are you going to read this? See what I did? Then lastly, I would have put her in the title, but then it would have been really, really too long. Lead Sister, the story of Karen Carpenter. Yeah, I know. There was a very cool Karen Carpenter book. I think it was called Little Girl Lost or something a few years back. Oh my God, did I find out things about Karen and the family. That mother and Richard, oh, I'm sorry. After reading that book, now, some of it was gleaned from interviews. So Richard did open his mouth and say some of the statements he did. But he's not the main criminal. The mom is. Richard's just a secondary criminal. I'm like, come on, you can't do that. And then this one here, originally published in the UK, it says, from last year, all right? Let's see, if there is a picture I can show you. Nope, oh boy. What is it with the, I understand. Maybe they have to pay more money or something like that. Here's an interesting thing, though. You Carpenter's collectors, okay. Do you have any of those Magic Lamp Label 45s? Do you have? I don't go to seek out Carpenter's albums, okay, but I always look to see if I can find their first album on A&M when it's not called Ticket to Ride and it's called Offering, if I remember correctly. I have never come across a copy in over 40 years. I've never seen one in a record store. Not that I go to search out Carpenter's LPs. But I'm just saying, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Well, really? Well, I guess that would make sense. Yes, get into this. And, you know, she was a damn good drummer. You betcha. No, I wish I was that good. I've got about till April 10th to read these books. I think I'm going to have to renew. I might get through the Blues Brothers, the Belushi one, and part of the Bee Gees. I bet you. I'm gonna just say screw it. I'm gonna do one more renewal, and then we'll go from there. Don't run away. I'm gonna get some more coffee, and then we're gonna talk about a brand new album that came out last week. Yeah, I kind of touched on this a little bit on the last show, but now I have something to show you. We'll put a little light on the subject. The sun's starting to go down here, people, so don't let the sun go down on me. Unless her name is Sun, then she can go down on me. You know, I knew a girl named Sunny once. Never mind. We're not talking about Tammy Sitch either. Oh boy. She did have a voice though, didn't she? And I'll tell you this. My favorite probably is Superstar. That's probably my favorite song. And for Leon Russell to write that, and then I just like the way she did that song. I just thought it was beautiful. And I do like the Christmas songs, you know. I mean, I don't hate any Carpenter songs. I will say this, to me, Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft, their version, to me, it was watered down. Although I did like the beginning with the DJ. Yeah, oh yeah. First time for, oh boy, yeah. Well, you know, when I die, unfortunately, I'm going to be cremated. Maybe they'll have to put it in a coffee can. See, that's with some No. I don't want anybody to be a Keith Richards on accident. All right, so I got a new album. It literally came in the mail a couple hours ago. I've been looking forward to this. Danny, you should check Annie Haslam, a Renaissance. She has a beautiful operatic voice. You know, speaking of Renaissance, I am looking for the first album. And if I remember correctly, that's the only album, the first album, had Keith Relf and Jim McCarty. Because then after that, Keith Relf left, and I can't remember where he went after that. And then he went to Armageddon, which that's a good album too. Yeah, Goodbye to Love is nice too. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, the Wrecking Crew pretty much did a lot of the backing work. Nothing wrong with that. So before I show you the album, I want to do a small shout out here. I want to do a small shout out to Big Stir Records. Now that's not a record store. It's not. But Big Stir Records, okay? And I'll show you the back. It says Big Stir Records, pop outside the box. www.bigstirrecords.com or bigstirrecords@gmail.com. Partners with Spider Pop, that's with a Y for the Spider. Records, exclusive global distribution by The Orchard. Find them on Bandcamp, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Okay? This was included in the CD that I got. Paul, I think you're correct. That's right, yes. And but I'm looking for that first album, pretty much, is what I'm looking for. You can't change my mind, oh boy. Yeah. All right. So, I got a note from the people at Big Stir. I thought this is really cool. It says, "Hello, Paul. Thank you so much for your order. Enjoy the Circle Revival CD. All the best, Rex and Christina." See? And I'm like, wow, nobody's ever done that. You know, out of all the, and to me, and you know what? Big Stir Records is going to get this video too. And I just want to say thanks. So we're talking for the next few minutes about this. Yeah, the Circle are back. Yeah, 60s band in 2024. That's right, new music. So you got two original members on this thing. Danny, I can try. So this is the first new music, I think, to my knowledge, from the Circle since 1970, when they were on a soundtrack to the movie called The Minx. Hope I got that right. But that was the last time that the Circle was on record that I know of, right? So let me get my, sorry, I need to get, yeah, I know, it surprised the hell out of me too. I only found out, I'm not kidding you, I only found out about this 2 weeks ago, all right? That's how quick I ordered it, pulled the trigger, and got it, because I just put it out last Friday. Yeah, not jingle writing. I know what you're talking about on that one too. The Minx, yeah. So, let's see here. Pretty much the inside, it looks like this. I like how they did this to make it look like, if you remember the album the first album, if I remember right, or was it Neon? Yeah, I don't remember. But and then you got, because they've been touring too, I guess. Okay, at least for the last year, if not more. So you may be asking yourself, and even if you're not, I'm going to tell you who's in this thing now. You know what? I'll tell you, those albums are really damn cool. They really, really are. Yes, indeed. Neon is a great album. So you've got Don Daneman and Mike Luskamp. Okay? So that's 2/3. But here's the thing. Tom Dawes, if I remember correctly, the third person, is on this album. I didn't know this. That was a pleasant surprise. And he does vocals on 2 tracks and bass on 1 of the tracks. So you get a little bit. You get a little reunion, don't you, for 2 tracks. Now, I don't know when those were recorded, okay, on that. It does not state when. But, so you've got, like I said, Don and Mike, and then you got Pat McLaughlin, Don White, Scott Langley, and Dean Castron. And if Dean Castron sounds familiar to you, good. But if Dean doesn't, Dean was the singer and backup singer and bass player for the Ohio Express, if I remember correctly. I hope I'm right. It's either Ohio Express or 1910 Fruit Gum Company. It's one of those two. I always get them confused for some reason. But he is in this band now, go figure, on bass and vocals. And then, like I said, Tom Dawes is on 2 tracks, Mike Schoaf on bass for a couple tracks, and I don't know who Probin Gregory is, but doing French horn. Now, the fun part here is this other one that I'm going to mention. We've brought this guy's name up before, but additional musicians on the original recording of He Can Fly, which is one of the songs that you get all 3 originals together, right? Not only is it written by this gentleman, but he plays tap piano, Mr. Andrew Sandoval. You've heard that name before, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're a Monkees fan or a Turtles fan or anything else. And he ends up doing that too. I cannot wait to listen to this thing. Yes, there's going to be a review episode coming soon, but let me just read this to you. I know this sounds like a commercial, so forgive me. I've always liked Red Rubber Ball, but I don't know anything else about them. Turn Down Day's cool, too. I like Turn Down Day. Glenn, Tyler, how you doing? I've been meaning to check this out. Yeah, I know, right? It's reasonably priced, by the way. I paid $12 in shipping, okay? But you just go to Big Stir Records and order your copy. Yep, Terry, Turn Down Day. Definitely, Glenn, definitely. Yeah, if Sandoval's on there, I'm in. It's true. He's on there, and he at least wrote 1 track. I don't know if he wrote more than that. I mean, the band members wrote a few on here, too. Yeah, I think that's the only one. But you get 15 tracks on here. There's 15 tracks, and the last 2 is, they call it, their bonus tracks, Turn Down Day and Red Rubber Ball 21st Century version. So I don't know, but yeah. So let me read this for a second here. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe that'd be nice. I want to get that new Cow Cells. I still don't have Rhythm of the World yet. I don't know why. I have no excuse. I have no good. Probably money. Yeah, Andrew does know his stuff, and I'm telling you. I briefly met Andrew. Oh God, I think he was at the Monkey Show in Tulsa in 2013. We're talking back then, briefly, because I think that was the year he was going with him on tour. But I could have sworn I met him, though. I could be wrong on that too, the way my mind is. So the only one that I got to meet on that Monkey Show that came back was Christian Nesmith. I got to chat with Christian Nesmith, really nice guy. I would have got a picture with him, but guess what? It was like pitch black out there when we were waiting by the buses. I'm like, Yep. He is continuing to do great work out of what exactly. You are exactly right, and I am so glad that he's around to do that. So this is what the back says. It says, when Brian Epstein announced to the world his latest discovery and John Lennon rechristened the former Rondells, that's Rondells, Rondells. They could have never known that 56 years later, there would be a new Circle album for you. Dear listener, to hold in your hands, what you see and hear before you is the latest chapter in the Circle story. It is a delight. It is infinite. And once again, it is new. Original Circleites, see what they did there? Don Daneman and Mike Loosecamp, friends again after nearly 50 years away, have returned with new friends to bring 13 songs of harmony and wonder. Drawing on ideas old and new, this new album features original songs from Don, Mike, Pat McLaughlin, and those that were forever changed and inspired by the Circle's Halicon days. Along with these new ideas, old friends such as Tom Dawes returns for 2 new songs, as well as producer Charlie Colello's on here too. I forgot to say that, who puts his signature touch upon Dance With Me Tonight, a song that will fill hearts and dance floors for many years to come. Even favorites such as Red Rubber Ball and Turn Down Bay return again to win your love and attention, just as they once did before. 56 years from now, when the next greatest generations look back on this album, they will smile and say, this was a welcome return. For a brief moment in the transmographic whirlwind that was the 1960s, the world revolved around the Circle. With Revival, the band has returned to their rightful place in the stratosphere, and all is again right in the universe. The Circle has truly and thankfully come around again. Enjoy, dear listeners. Enjoy. That was written by Sir George Harold King Jr., Minister for My World to Yours. The Circle Revival, I will be giving a review shortly. And then we'll do... I'll put the contact information too, because I want you guys to buy that. Like I said, once again, guys, thanks for the personal touch. I've never had that in any of the stuff I have ever ordered. I have talked to people on Messenger. I have spoke to 7A. I have spoke to Sunset Boulevard. I've spoke to Cabal Records. They were all nice, but this is the first time I ever had that. Yeah, so go get that album. And tell him Psyko sent you, too. That'd be nice. When I met Andrew, he was nice. Beetle Babe says she thinks he's a bit weird. If that gives us great and in-depth stuff, fine. Exactly. They could be as weird as they want. As long as they give us extra goodies. That didn't sound right, but I know where I'm going on. And then I didn't have them up for this episode, but I'll maybe do it for the next one. I will put links to Nectar's GoFundMe and Strawberry Alarm Clock's Kickstarter to finish up their new albums. I am led to believe Strawberries is, I think, almost done, if I remember correctly. So we should hopefully have that new album by the end of the year from Strawberry Alarm Clock. That's right. How about that? To go from Incense and Peppermint all the way to 2024. Amazing. And then Nectar, brand new album hopefully by the end of the year. First one since 2020. Yes. And Derek Moore on bass, the last original surviving member. Although I am told on the album there's at least going to be one track with Ron on it, and hopefully so. That'd be nice. Neutral Milk Hotel. Safe as milk. You know, it's funny. All these years, I mean, I did come across a copy of Safe as Milk from Beefheart. Last year? Scratched to holy hell on one side. That's the only reason why I didn't buy it. The price would have been right, but that's why the price was right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm an idiot, but I think there's another 60s band too. I'm going to have to look into my research. Yeah. And then I think, I mean, that's been rumors for years, but I could have sworn, I thought I heard, finally, maybe by the end of the year, we will at least get possibly a new EP, because I think that's all the tracks that they're recording pretty much. A new EP from The Faces. The Faces. Rod Stewart, Ronnie Wood, Kenny Jones. Yes, The Faces. Paul, can I get a wrench? No, because I don't give out wrenches. I don't have wrenches. I just don't. And that's not a slam to you, Willie. I'm just saying, can I get a Bobo? I broke my last one. Remember Bobo? Because I couldn't call it Bozo. They had to call it Bobo. That's what I heard, okay? I mean, finally. I mean, Rod took you damn long enough, but that's what I heard, all right? But from what I did hear, there's enough to at least put out an EP. I'm like, fine, put out the EP before somebody else dies. The only other time that I came across Captain Beefheart was I was in this rundown junk shop in Lowell, Arkansas. This place was a shithole. I'm sorry, it really was. And they finally shut the thing down. But I found on the floor of all things, not even in a cover, I found a copy of Clear Spot from Beefheart. And I was just like, oh, this is neat, but I can't do nothing with it. That is what I did say. Nectar, the German-British prog band. I'm telling you. Oh, also get I'm planning on getting the deluxe recycled set. That has been released by Deco Entertainment. I need to get a hold of them. 3 of the Faces are still alive. That's right. Oh boy. Circle, baby, you're free. Why can't you give me what I want? Bee Gees cover Red Chair, Fade Away, Money to Burn. I'm gonna have to replay those albums. I'm not gonna lie. I just remember yes, I played Neon and Red Rubber Ball at least once or twice a piece, and I did like them. Very pleasant stuff, to tell you the truth. Very catchy. Yeah. You know what? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised on that. And Rycooter. Yeah, good old Rycooter. I ate a kids meal at Burger King today. His mom was. See, now you're pulling Dave Pickup Artist jokes. Or didn't you put this joke out once? I could have sworn. Yeah, because Will, look, I like you. Don't be the Milton Berle of the VC, okay? Don't steal other people's jokes. I'm a big joke, but nobody's going to steal that. That's right. And his brothers, Captain Chicken, Pork, and Liver Heart. No, never mind. Farting on the yes, so many are correct. Yes. See? Now, really, oh boy, I can't believe I'm going there. Now, it is okay if you're Milton Berle of the VC. If it's, never mind, you know where I'm going. All the women go, oh God, there's a lot wrong with me. The list could be shorter as to what's not wrong with me. Oh God, okay, now listen, see, I know Dave put this one up before. That's nothing, try puking. I was kidnapped. They did that. See, you're pulling Dave's joke book. You got to come up with some different things here. You just got to. All right. Okay, you know what? I wasn't going to do this. But I'm going to. I think we all need a good laugh. So I'm going to pull something up and it's from Facebook that I got yesterday. This is some comedy stuff, but I think you guys are going to dig it. All right. So give me a minute here. This has to do with the 80s comedian Stephen Wright. Remember him? Steve is still alive, he is. And, oh boy. All right. The quotes of Stephen Wright. I don't know if I can do it in his voice, so you might just have to put up with mine. I'd kill for a Nobel Peace Prize. Borrow money from pessimists. They don't expect it back. Half the people you know are below average. 99% of lawyers give the rest a bad name. 82.7% of all statistics are made up on the spot. A conscience is what hurts when all your other parts feel so good. A clear conscience is usually the sign of a bad memory. If you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. All those who believe in psychokinesis, raise my hand. I love that one. The early bird may get the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. I almost had a psychic girlfriend, but she left me before we met. Okay, so what's the speed of dark? How do you tell when you're out of invisible ink? If everything seems to be going well, you have obviously overlooked something. This sounds like me. Depression is merely anger without enthusiasm. When everything is coming your way, you're in the wrong lane. Ambition is a poor excuse for not having enough sense to be lazy. We're almost half done, kids. Hard work pays off in the future. Laziness pays off now. I intend to live forever. So far, so good. If Barbie's so popular, why do you have to buy her friends? Eagles may soar, but weasels don't get sucked into jet engines. What happens if you get scared half to death twice? My mechanic told me I couldn't repair your brakes, so I made your horn louder. Why do psychics have to ask for your name? If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. A conclusion is the place where you get tired of thinking. Experience is something you don't get until just after you need it. The hardness, I said hardness, of the butter is proportional to the softness of the bread. To steal ideas from one person is plagiarism. To steal from many is research. The problem with the gene pool is there's no lifeguard. The sooner you fall behind, the more time you'll have to catch up. Only a couple left here. The colder the X-ray table, the more of your body is required to be on it. Oh boy, do I know that one. Here's a few I do know. I know some people like this. Everyone has a photographic memory. Some just don't have film. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving's not for you. And lastly, if your car could travel at the speed of light, would your headlights work? Stephen Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Wright, oh boy. Emo Phillips. You know what? Oh God, I liked Emo. Emo was hilarious, and Stephen too. But I'm like, Emo Phillips. I can't even do the voice. But it's like, I remember. it's just, I love this stuff. If Indy used to pair up with Judy Tenuta, that was a strange double bill. Larry Anderson, ex-baseball player, why do you drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Why does sour cream have an expiration date? Oh my God. You know, a comedian I tripped on recently, and I don't know why, considering he was from the late 80s, Kevin Meaney. He was a little odd, I'll tell you that much. And if any of you people remember that great game show that only lasted a year in the original run for Bobby Van on Make Me Laugh, you get the early, I'm not a big fan of Bob Saget, mind you, especially after what I found out about him, but his comedic delivery was way different on that game show than what people were used to a couple of years later when stand-up happened, you see. Let's see if there's there is one other thing though that I thought maybe you guys would enjoy. This is music related, if I can pull it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the dang thing, and then I'll read it. It's a fake CD that someone threw up on Facebook. Not threw up on Facebook, but you get what I'm saying. Here we go. I'm going to show you. Okay, here's the cover. That's all you're seeing. K-Tel presents 23 original hits by the original stars, Volume 1. Difficult to strip 2 hits. Oh, here we go. Difficult to strip 2 hits. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. New York mining disaster, 1941 from the Bee Gees. Free to Be, You and Me from the New Seekers. Now, just the poem at the end of Nights of White Satin by the Moody Blues. That would be so uncomfortable. The Fishing Hole, theme from the Andy Griffith song. The Andy Griffith Show. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. The Gambler. Oh, God. Sailing for Christopher Cross. God. The Lion Sleeps Tonight. A weem away, a weem away, a weem away. Tears in Heaven. Oh, could you imagine? I want you to strip to that song now. The next song that gets played on the radio, you gotta strip. And then you hear Tears in Heaven. And even the strippers cry because the song's so sad. And everybody else is sad because she couldn't do the rest. Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Oh my God. Could you imagine that? It's a small world after all. From the Sherman Brothers. It's a small world after all. Oh God. Send in the Clowns by Judy Collins. The Longest Time by Billy Joel. The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll by Bob Dylan. Oh God. This Land Is Your Land by Woody Guthrie. Yeah, I dare a stripper to go and strip to that. I wanna see video. That's a challenge. Born Free from Andy Williams. Born Free. Oh God, this next one. Revolution number 9 by the Beatles. It might make the song marginally better if there's a strip. No. Especially if it's Yoko strip. Oh God, I think I threw up in my mouth. Just kidding, people. Just kidding. Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme. You're Having My Baby by Paul Anka. Old Man from Neil Young. Old Man, look at my life. And then lastly, Everything Is Beautiful by Ray Stevens. You know, I don't know what to say. I just don't. I see I lost a few of you. I guess that was what did it, huh? I can't hear about Psycho strip songs. I'm done. I'm out. whatever. It's all right. Yeah, what is wrong with me? The list is what's not wrong with me. I won't get to go to this one, but I thought I'd show you week from tomorrow, Route 66 record show, Springfield, Missouri, Sunday, April 7th in Springfield. Roller Event Center, 2015 West Battlefield Road, and $5 for admission. You want a table, $35. They're online on Facebook and such. I won't be going to that, unfortunately. I'm hoping to go. Maybe I can talk to my executive producer, Donna Jo Catlady. I'm going to try to find out maybe in May if there's going to be any free record shows in Tulsa. I almost wouldn't mind spending the weekend in Tulsa and living on Tulsa time. And maybe some of my Okie friends could come and visit. That'd be all right. Yeah. That'd be quite all right. I don't know. I don't really have anything else. I think I touched base on everything I wanted to talk about. My kid's moving in, this coming month here, okay? After he's all settled, we're going to run a test. When I'm not ready for that yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready to test. Because when I get to use his gaming laptop, which is only like 2 years old, if I remember right. So a gaming laptop should hopefully be able to do this kind of stuff. And we're going to run a test later in April, and maybe early May. I'll let you know ahead of time that we'll start trying to bring people up. Yeah, I miss having people up on screen with me so we can yippee yap. You know what, Glenn? Thanks a bunch for coming by. I understand. I'm about ready to almost wind this up probably in a couple minutes. So, but yeah, so we'll test. We'll do a test broadcast, and we'll try and have some people up, whoever would want to come up at that time. But I miss. There's a lot of people I miss. I really do. I still think about Beans. God, I miss Beans. I miss Kevin. I think it's been, about a year and a half now he's been gone? I mean, I loved everybody that came on screen with me pretty much, but I gotta tell you something. He made the show livelier. Oh my God. Yeah. Too wild and crazy guy. Actually, the funny part about it is my son's girlfriend's gonna be moving in with too, so that'll help a great deal. But they work overnight. So, they work overnight. So I don't know. I am loud and obnoxious, but I don't want to wake them up. But from what he tells me, he's up till about 9, 10, 11 in the morning anyway. So, I could always just do mornings, or I could do after I take them, they go to work, and just do it that way. I don't care. And then, you have a good one, okay? On that one too, Glenn. And but the thing is that I'm also hoping maybe by summer, I might go down to minimum full time, so that maybe I'll have a little less work stress. Because I'm starting to feel it again, and that's what she said. But seriously, I don't know. I think that's part of my depression, to be honest with you. Where I work right now, there's a lot of behind the scenes, and none of it to do with me, but there was a lot of behind the scenes drama going on right now, and I'm just sitting going, oh boy. So I don't know. I'll be there until I'm not there. It's the only thing I can do, right? I can't stress about the future. You can remember the future, but you can't stress about it. That is a fact. All right. Oh yeah. So, real quick commercials here again, okay? Other than go check out Circle's new album on Big Stir Records. That's right. Go check that out. Think you'll like it. that the new Jukebox from Hell might be filmed tonight or tomorrow, and I'll have that up. And that'll be the Jeremy Spencer and the Children LP. And then all I'm going to tell you is that the next episode is going to involve an album from 1986. Yeah, we're going to go to 1986 for the next one after Jeremy Spencer. We're almost done with the season 3 already. We're about we're at the halfway mark, and I've already got, let's see, so we got Jeremy Spencer. Next one after that, I have another one that I researched, and I got that too. That'll be a Southern Rock one we'll do for that one. And no, not Black Oak. My biggest jukebox view was that Harry Nilsson Pussycats, co-produced by John Lennon. That thing is probably my best Jukebox from Hell. And then would you believe the second one was the Osmonds, The Plan? Oh man, that thing is grown in popularity. And then you guys amaze me. Excuse me. I did an episode a few weeks back called Dave Mason and the New Zoo Review. That thing blew up. It blew up real good, as John Candy would say. This shy of 700 views. I'm like, who's watching this thing? I'm not bitching. I'm glad about it. But I'm like, who's watching the thing? Oh, but speaking of, I sent that video to these guys. They are still alive. Both of them are still alive. The puppets are the people and the things I don't know. But the main two are still alive. They're married, by the way, in real life. They have been all these years. And and so the daughter runs the page. And so I shared the video, and I also said I would be honored if I could get this album signed by both of them. That would be neat. Crazy Horses, huh? Where's my book? I'll put you in on a suggestion book. I could do that. It might take a while, though, because I try to at least space out if I'm going to return to somebody. But yeah, I'll gladly put it on there. I could see myself doing that. Maybe, I don't know, in late season 4, early season 5, I could do that one, I guess. Where's Freddy the Frog? That is a big mystery. I had some people that did actually go look at the blooper reel from New Zoo Review, and they were like, oh my God. I'm like, I told you. Crazy Horses is my favorite Osmond song. It is. I love that song. That is about as close as hard rock as you get from those guys. I'm like, they did great. So Crazy Horses, and then I think right under that, seriously, One Way Ticket to Anywhere. I love that song from The Plan. It's just, that's ear candy. It still pops up in my head from time to time, and I'm like, all right, and then let's see, and that's like probably Crazy Horses, then Anywhere, then probably Down by the Lazy River, and Yo-Yo, and One Bad Apple. That's my 5, my top Osmond 5. Not in a necessarily order. That's probably my 5 favorite songs, though, from the Osmonds. I know they did a lot. Hold Her Tight's a good one, too. Yeah, forgot about Hold Her Tight. That's a nice one. But they've definitely had some hits, damn it. And that's the thing. That's part of the reason why with this, with the Jukebox from Hell, we go off and we re-examine things. We had re-examined artists that were previously maybe scoffed at, or like, and I'm just like, And the thing is, I've done 35 episodes so far, okay? And really, realistically, only 2.5 albums, I said half, deserve to be in that jukebox from hell. And that's all the albums from Yoko Ono, the Shags, which, like I said, I feel sympathy and empathy for the Shags, okay? But that album still sounds like crap, and it needs to go in the jukebox. And then half of Peter Criss's Out of Control. That's the 2.5. 2.5 out of 35 albums isn't bad. And as far as for how many of those 35 albums did I think that they were, quote, great or lost classics? Oh, I'd at least say 20%. So there's some surprising stuff, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. I think that's a great damn song. And here's the thing, though. I don't mind doing metal. And I'm down the line, I'll be doing more metal and hard rock. But I'll tell you the one that I kind of thought was going to be all right, but it kind of bombed, was my Jukebox from Hell from the group 2 with the album Voyeurs from the 90s. Rob Halford and Trent Reznor. Yeah, I thought that would have worked. Yeah, nobody was that interested, I guess. It happens. They can't all be winners. That's all there is to it. There's a few clunkers here and there. Remember, I only said half the album Out of Control. The other half is fine. In fact, if you go back, and I don't know if you ever saw that review, you'll hear that I say for a fact that 2 of those songs on that Out of Control album should have been on Dynasty. That would have made Dynasty a better album, to be honest with you. Because I'm told that some of that stuff was written around that time period, so they should have taken those 2 Peter Criss songs and stuck them on Dynasty, and it would have been a better record, seriously. Because all Peter got was Dirty Livin'. That was it. And I'm like, what the hell, I mean, if he can't play drums, just let him damn sing. I like his voice. I do. But I will say this. I do not care for his version of You Better Run. The Rascals and maybe Pat Benatar. I like the Rascals version, but Pat Benatar too. But not Peter Criss's. Also, pre-Zepp Robert Plant. If I remember correctly, Robert Plant and John Bonham are on the record. Band of Joy, they tried it. I mean, interesting, but it wasn't great. Right. I mean, that was a turmoil time, 79, 80 for those guys anyway. I mean, I don't know how many people out there. I had people that went off and they were like, well, Psyko, and I mean, I was literally given private messages and such. Why didn't you review Unmasked? And I'm like, because the Elder created more controversy. That was the reason why. Will I go and visit Unmasked? Oh, you bet ya. Unmasked will be a future JFH. That's a fact also. But not right now. I'd say this much. I was telling this to my executive producer and my buddy Scott. I said, I at least want to try to do 50 episodes of JFH, and I think I got that. I definitely have at least enough gas for 50 episodes. And if it turns out that more happen along the line, I might just like make it an occasional thing, and there'll be like one-off episodes when I feel like doing it. But, I'd say at least I got 50 episodes of JFH in me. People keep giving me great suggestions and new ideas and such. like that Angel Bad Publicity I just got doing was a request. The one before that, Dave Mason Headkeeper, was a request. I don't mind doing requests from people. It's great. Peter always missed You Better Run when paid. I know. It was like, now, excuse me, Tears was not a bad song. It wasn't. And if I remember correctly, wasn't that written or co-written by Vinnie Vincent? I think so. And you're right. I mean, to tell you the truth, I think Let Me Rock You, which I don't have that in my collection. It was never released in the United States on vinyl back in the day. Now, I know now it's released on vinyl. I remember Rockologist, I think, he's a Kiss guy. They pressed both solo albums, but I couldn't get to one of those. Hi, John. Hi, Paul. Happy Easter to you and all Kiss and Peter Criss. He was good when he sang Black Diamond. Oh, you betcha. I liked his voice. Yeah, Bad Timing is exactly it. Okay, good. Speaking of Vinny and others, I need to find a copy of the Wendy O. Williams Wow album. I've only ever come across one copy in the last 20 years, and I'm like, I was so excited. I found it at a nice price, and I'm like, one side was beautiful. Turn the other one, the other side looked like it was fucking screwdriver scrap. I'm like, damn. I had to put it back. I was so mad. I don't know why people have to do that, other than they're assholes. I don't know. All right. We're going to head out here, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to have a happy Easter / Resurrection Day tomorrow, okay? I'll be working all day. Hopefully, Wednesday I'll have a broadcast. I'm hoping to go, because I couldn't go last week. I'm hoping to go Tuesday to the record store to go sell another box of records, and hopefully maybe I'll have some new trade type albums that we can talk about, and all that other stuff. So I love you guys. The best audience in the VC, bar none. I mean that. It's no bullshit. I'm not blowing smoke and mirrors here. You guys, some of you have been here since day one, 13 years ago. And I really thank you guys for being here when you can. Even in the replays. I understand when you can't make it when it first live, but you guys come in the replays. That didn't sound right. Never mind. But you still show up to watch and spend time with me, or part of your time with me. And to me, that's very valuable. And I try to do the same thing for some of your guys' channels too. There's just so many channels I'm sub to. It's really hard to get to everybody, but I try. And so, yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably. I loved Wendy O on that electrical tape outlet. I only have one Plasmatics. I got Coup d'etat. That's the only one I ever found on vinyl. My buddy Scott, he actually has a signed Plasmatics, seriously, with Wendy's autograph. And it was supposedly acquired from the Milwaukee incident somewhere that evening. And I'm like, hell yeah. I said, that even makes it even more interesting to me. I love the Plasmatics. I like I said, I know I've said this before, but the Fridays TV show appearance, oh my God, that was like so cool. And especially at the end of Butcher Baby, where she takes out that sawed-off shotgun behind the amp and goes boom, 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 and the whole light rig comes down. I'm like, and the sirens are going off, like, what the hell? And I'm like, and I remember watching that, like I said, so that would have been what, about, I was 13, 14 years old, and I'm watching this, my mouth dropped, I'll admit it. Part of it was because I really dug the way she looked. I liked the whole band, but boy, Wendy, you betcha. So, but when I saw that, I mean, my mouth was like, and my parents were like, what the hell was that? And I turned to them and I said, well, either an incredibly dumb hard rock band or the new face of kick-ass music. Yeah, I said kick-ass. And then that was the end of that discussion. Yes, that interview, you know what? I'm glad that she did that interview because it showed that she had the brains and the package. Okay? And I'm like, she's a very intelligent woman. I'm telling you. I would have loved to have had coffee or a beer with Wendy and just da-da-da-da-da-da. And that would have been cool, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I appreciate. I think I had up to about 13 today, and I guess there's other streams, and I understand that. So we're going to wrap this up. I want you guys to have a great week. Happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day. Hopefully, cross fingers, we'll see you guys on Wednesday, which would be what, April 2nd? April 2nd. So hopefully April 2nd we'll do a show. Take care. God bless. Rock on. Always powered by coffee each and every time because that's how this works here. You guys are the best. The best, I tell you.